Nachma, one more time. Eisvei. Lulav deiches ha-Shabbos v'tchilasai v'arava b'seif. Pamachas. Chal shvi shal arava liyas v'Shabbos. The seventh day of Arava falls out on Shabbos. V'viu marbi'oi shal Arava. They bring the branches of Arava me'erev Shabbos. V'nicham, they place them ba'azara. V'kiru b'hen ba'isusin. The evil ba'isusim recognize them. Now, let's add on a detail. The evil ba'isusim were quasi-Yidden. What does that mean they were quasi-Yidden? They were of the Tzeduki camp. What was the Tzeduki camp? They were those that believed in Torah Shebechsav and not Torah Shebal Peh. So they seemingly took a lulav, they probably even sat in a sukkah. But they had some fascinating things, right? We know famously they put their tefillin beinei nichem. Their tefillin was beinei nichem. It was on their hands. It was on their hands, etc., etc. So these Baisusim recognized the Aravas, and they wanted to mess them up. Now we have to ask ourselves a question: why do they want to mess them up? Let's see. So the Baisusim went, v'notlam, they took it, v'kovshem dachzavanim. They hid it on their rocks. Now, which is fascinating because the Baisusim probably didn't hold a muksa. But they knew, like a good, they knew how to get them. They knew that we hold the muksa. Okay, so they hid the lulav on their rocks. L'machar, hikir b'mamaratzim. Amaratzim recognized that the arava is under the rocks. Shamtam, they pull it out, mitachas avanim. Ve'evidim, they bring them a kehanim. V'zakfam, and the kehanim did what? They stood them up. B'tzidi hamizbech. Now, the Brisa explains, this is the detail we didn't really explain fully yesterday. Why did the Baisusim hide the Aravos under the rocks? Lefi she'ein Baisusim maidim. The Baisusim did not agree shechibut Arava, that the taking of the Arava is Deiches HaShabbos. So they knew what were the Yidden, us, the real Yidden, going to do? Take the Aravos. They didn't want that, so they hid under the rocks. So what do we now see? We see from the way that the Baisusim went, took our guys and put it away, the way that the Brisa explains why they did this, we see that what do they do? We see that the practice of Arava, very good, was chibot, was taking the Arava. Alma, what do we see? Binetilahi. We see that the Aravos were taken. They were not just stood up around the Mizbeach to Yofta. And therefore, this is now a Tiyufta, and we see without a shadow of a doubt, the Avodah of Hoshana Rabbah was to take the Aravos, and now, therefore, what? Ve'ela nitzchu. So says the Gemara, so Lamaisa, why do we not push off Shabbos for Hoshana Rabbah? Good? Good. So now says the Gemara, and this is really going to be the conclusion.
To the Baisusim, what you were doing, whether you're standing up or...
Good. It doesn't. But we see from the way that the Brisa explains to us what the Baisusim were doing, what they were doing. It's almost a historical tidbit. Now, you're right. Why?
They had to get it from
Like we were looking for a car or something to show
Correct.
us that they were taking it.
we could say that if they didn't actually take it, but rather they stood up around the Mizbeach, then that could have been done before Yantif, then the Baisusim never had to steal them. It's clear that they brought their Aravais and they're waiting for them to be used, so the Baisusim wanted to mess them up, so they hid them. That's also L'chaira Raya, because if they were just standing up around the Mizbeach, the Baisusim would have no necessity to hide them. They would just be standing there. But again, simply, it's where the Brisa explains that this is what the Baisusim did. So now we see this is clearly what Ganskal is doing, which makes a lot of sense. You think about it, right? What were they doing? They brought their Ravas Erev Yantif. They left them in the base of Mikdash. They're going to come tomorrow and pick them up. What happened? The Baisusim said, we want to mess them up. We're not going to allow them to pick it up.
Should give it to the Gabbaim.
Oh, so that's part of the whole Torah over here. Why wasn't that going on? Yeah.
Why I thought we
Maybe
learned
this was
from the
that,
earlier
like, a
Gemara
long
that they
story.
Dafka made sure that the shvi shouldn't fall out on Shabbos.
Oh, so that's part of the whole Torah. Good. Rav Shloi's asking a kasha. Shloi's asking, they made sure that the shvi was in Shabbos. So this is again,
It said the shvi
if
Shabbos.
because if we
But
go
that was
back,
only one sheet.
oh, very good. You did an extra chazara. If you go back, we had two different sheets. First, the Gemara said that it doesn't fall out on Shabbos. The Gemara then responded, but wait, some people hold that it does fall out on Shabbos. So according to that opinion, what do you say? Okay. So says the Gemara, 3 lines from the bottom.
It doesn't fall out of Shabbos.
The Maisa nowadays it doesn't. Correct. Ve'ela
Sure that it
nitzchu.
doesn't?
Yes. It's ve'ela nitzchu. Says the Gemara. So tachlis, it should push off. It should push off Shabbos. Says the Gemara. Kivon sits the anan that we, who's we, were in Bavel, we're in Galus. Since we loidachinan, since we don't push off Shabbos in Hunami, they as well in Eretz Yisrael, loy dachu. They don't push off. Okay, makes
That's
sense.
similar to
Because there was
yesterday.
Slow.
Outside.
For 1 second.
But we said the 7th-day Bikuin.
Good. Ask the Gemara of a Yomtiv Harishain. Wait, let's go full circle from the beginning of the parak. What happened with Lulav? Frak the Gemara of a Yomtiv Harishain the first day till it done us in Galus. Loi dachi. We're now pushing off Lulav. Ule did who? But they in Eretz Yisrael dachi. They are pushing off Lulav. Answers the Gemara, and this is the $1 million answer that takes everything we learned and pulls one big 360. Because we've been till now, we've been under a preconceived idea that Bisman Hazeh and Eretz Yisrael, they take the lulav on Shabbos. Says the Gemara, Amri on the top line, Leditu, even they in Eretz Yisrael, Nami Loi Dachi. They do not push off Shabbos. Why not? Says the top Rashi, a very important Rashi. Shalilasis Yisrael agudois. We don't want to make Klal Yisrael into different groups. Vinire, and we don't want it to appear kishtei tayrois, like there's 2 tayrois. Therefore, lididan loy dachi lulav Shabbos. It's not going to push off Shabbos. Says the Gemara, 1 second. Didn't we have a whole raya? On Mem Gimel Amid Aleph? 2 different braysos. One brayso they brought it before Shabbos. One brayso they didn't, and we answered. One is b'bisa. Frakti Gemara velakasha ani tarti top line of Mem Dalid. We have a stira the Tanya Chada, because we learned in one brayso kolam. We learned in another brayso that what the Beis HaKnesses stira umetartzinon. Very good, and we answered kam bizman Beis HaKayim kam then Beis HaKayim question mark. So now we have a problem, because if we're now answering that they didn't actually take it on Shabbos, now we have a stira and braysos. Answers the Gemara, loy. Aidi v'aidi bizman shebeis hamikdash kayom. V'loy kasha. Kan b'mikdash. Kan big vulin. Bizman beis hamikdash. One is in the Beis HaMikdash, and one is outside of the Beis
People
HaMikdash.
went to the Beis HaKnesses was for the people outside.
Very good. So you wanted to suggest way back when, very good, that the way we answered the 2 braysos is it's all the same time period. But those who went to Eretz Yisrael, those who went to Beis HaMikdash, they took their lulav on Shabbos. Those that did not, did not.
So why aren't we concerned that 2 different Torahs?
No, Beis HaMikdash has different rules. That's
But that was,
that's the answer.
Similar, like Eretz Yisrael, they hold 1 day. Here we hold 2 days.
Right, I was gonna ask the same question.
But-
We have
but-
two different
But-
tyrants.
But
You're
didn't
gonna
we
have to
say
say no.
Big Vulin is the right?
No, just,
In the
we
beginning, we
asked
said
two-thirds.
first day it is Daisa.
So that was again. You're talking about by a rava. That was part of this whole big kasha that we wanted a rava to be deichet, to be part lefarsim, to publicize the
I'm talking
right.
about by Lulav. Didn't we say
Yes.
originally?
We did,
We
and we
said that the first day,
but we
because
fell off.
We don't make
We-
Xera for the first day.
correct, but we ended up saying that it's only going to be in Beis Hamikdash. That's what we're saying. Which really, this is really the place to stop. We're going to see one Rashi right now. We see one Rashi right now. This is where the end of the sugya. I mean, obviously it continues, but look at Rashi, Big Fulin. Rashi says, "Malich lebeis hakneses ve'kulu bezman abayis tave'kulu be'eretz u'smuchen liyos bezdin v'yoydin ima sukvu achodesh." So Rashi's just playing, just filling in details. We're talking about in Eretz Yisrael. We're not talking about a chutz laaretz because then they wouldn't know what day is Yom Tif. Atem shachar beis hamikdash ein lulav doicha Shabbos afilu b'nei Yisrael. So this is the end of the sugya, and this is a beautiful stopping point. And now we have a wonderful full blot and a half mamish from the beginning of the parak till here, which is really one moiridik sugya, which is lulav ve'arava being doicha Shabbos. We have the sugya of lulav being doicha Shabbos on day 1. We have the sugya of Arava being Doicha Shabbos on day 7. And then once we have the teretz to Arava, we throw it back onto Lulav, and then everything gets tied with a beautiful bow. It's a beautiful place to stop.